This is Austin Evans from HotHardware.com, and today I'm here with a review of the Samsung Galaxy S4 Active. This takes everything that's great about the standard Galaxy S4 and then adds some waterproofing. Physically, the two phones are nearly identical, with the Active being slightly larger and thicker, but the difference is so small you really need both side by side to notice. To go along with its tough branding, you'll see it sporting 3 physical menu, home, and back buttons, which feel a little spongy but overall are fine. What's impressive is how little has changed to make the phone ruggedized. There are a few minor cosmetic changes, like the addition of rubber bumpers on top and bottom to give it a more durable look, along with a new flap over the micro USB port. Impressively, you can still remove the back panel to get at the SIM card, micro SD, along with the battery, which is still 2600 mAh. The screen is now an LCD instead of being AMOLED, and while contrast isn't quite as good, overall you're really not giving up anything. You can't talk about the phone without mentioning that it's waterproof. As hard to watch as it is, the Galaxy S4 Active has no problem taking a dip. As long as you have the USB port covered and have firmly closed up the back, the phone is happy to not only get wet, but to be fully submerged. You won't be able to use the touchscreen underwater, but it does have an aqua camera mode to take pictures and video while submerged. While it might not be an amazing camera for underwater photography, it isn't half bad and it's definitely a cool trick. With an 8 megapixel sensor, it doesn't quite match up to the 12 megapixel shooter in the standard Galaxy S4, but it's still quite good. Colors are a bit less saturated than we'd like, however it's quite sharp and a solid overall experience. The full-featured camera app has also come along, giving you lots of options like HDR and more. Inside, the Active is running Android 4.2 with TouchWiz. Without sounding like a broken record here, it's practically identical to the Galaxy S4. That means you'll get things like S-Help for working out, Watch On for controlling your TV, and AirView for using the phone without actually touching it in some apps. There are also the downsides, like only having about 11 gigabytes of free space out of the box, and the slightly less responsive experience compared to some other Android flagships. Internally, we're looking at the same 1.9 GHz quad-core Snapdragon 600 processor and 2 GB of RAM from the Galaxy S4, and the benchmarks back it up as one of the most powerful phones you can buy today. Even graphically intense games are no problem for the Active. Battery life is above average for an Android phone. I had no problem getting through a full day of use, and in our battery life testing, it delivered good results compared to most high-end smartphones. Overall, the Galaxy S4 Active brings everything that's good about the standard Galaxy S4 and wraps it in a water-resistant shell. It's not something I would put underwater all the time, but it should be fine for getting a little wet or taking a quick dip in a pool. To be totally honest, if you're buying a Galaxy S4 on AT&T already, there's really no reason not to pick up the Galaxy S4 Active. If you're interested in more, don't forget to stop by the site for the full review.